Dismissed.
There it is, the moment that Southern Colorado knows very well. The traditional hat toss timed perfectly with a flyover by the Air Force Thunderbirds. You probably heard them, maybe even spotted them in the sky over Colorado Springs today. Thunderbirds made their annual flyover for this year's Air Force Academy graduation at Falcon Stadium early this afternoon. They have been practicing over the area for the past couple of days. Today's flyover marked the conclusion of the Academy's 2023 graduation ceremony.
The commencement speaker, President Biden, he also congratulated each graduate as they walked across the stage. In his speech, he told the graduates that they are the future of America's military.
You're part of the greatest fighting force in the history of the world. That is the truth. That's the God's truth. That's not an exaggeration. We have the finest military in the history of the world, and you've earned it.
The president also mentioned the importance of our relationship with China, as well as mentioning the war in Ukraine and how the now commissioned officers could have an impact on either of these events. Continuing our coverage of all angles of today's Air Force Academy graduation, we're hearing from some of the more than 900 cadets, now turned second lieutenants, about the overwhelming emotions that they feel today.
You see 11 News reporter Melissa Henry there on the right. Melissa, it's important to remember this year's class was at the Academy for the duration of the pandemic, so those were some key years.
Adam, absolutely. This class that graduated today originally came here in summer of 2019. That means the entirety of their journey here included the pandemic as well, which came on in 2020. The president mentioned that having been a challenge for this graduating class in his speech as well. One cadet tells me as he tossed his hat into the air this afternoon, he was reminded that graduating from the academy is a challenge under even normal circumstances, let alone when a much bigger challenge is in place, such as a global pandemic.
It's such a great education up here. And, you know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Even when we were sent home, they took so much care into just making sure we knew everything and making sure we got studied up and, you know, ready to graduate like we are here now. So.
Now, as far as what's next after this, about 20% of today's graduating class is going on to graduate school programs. The other 80%, though, so the large majority, is going to be moving on to what their job is within the Air Force or Space Force from this point. They all already know what field they're going into within the Air Force or Space Force, and they should be receiving orders very soon. Live inside Falcon Stadium, Melissa Henry, KKTV 11 News.
Those are big steps.